Hare Krishna. Thank you for watching this. In this video vlog, I'm going to do something that I've never done before. I'm not going to treat this as a series of casual or even serious reflections. I'm going to use this video to share something that's been on my mind for a very, very long time. Something I've grown up with. It's burning in my mind. An issue. I'm going to share a solution for it, but most importantly in this video, I'm going to tell you a story. And at the end of this story, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do to work to solve this problem. And I'm going to ask you, I'm going to request you, if you're so inclined, there is something that I will ask you to do to help me. Now, growing up as a second generation Hare Krishna, I learned that those of us who are later generations, I can't speak for first generations, we have an identity crisis. We don't feel at ease in society, being open about our culture in society. We aren't known in society. We have to make our names easy to pronounce, or at least there's a pressure for that. We have to take off our tilak, or at least there's a pressure to that, to be seen as normal or accepted or not treated weird in circles. And this was something I both gradually discovered and intensely experienced growing up. So much so that now that there's a baby on the way, and it's going to be, for me, soon to be dad, this is really heavy on my mind. I'm focused on it. And I can comfortably say that there is a solution to this, but it's going to take some determination. It's going to take for us to do something that, dare I say, we are going to have to be proud about our culture. We're going to have to be proud about being Hare Krishnas, and not just the type of proud where we're in our minds thinking, oh, I'm proud to be a Hare Krishna, but I can't show it to the rest of the world. No. The type of proud, we are proud to put our tilak on and wear it in public. We're proud to wear our neck beads. We're proud to use our Vaishnava Vedic names. And we're proud to express our culture. Because there's something important that needs to be understood. This Hare Krishna movement, it's not just a spiritual movement anymore. The international society, for a society there is a culture. When we are understanding how this must continue, we must understand that this is not just a simple activity. This is a society, this is a culture that our children, our children's children will have to take on. And a culture that is ashamed to express themselves in public. A culture that is nervous to express themselves in public. A culture that only speaks their language at home and not in public. That culture dies. Before I tell you this story, I want you to imagine something for me. I'm requesting you to please imagine an environment, a society, a world. We say, think globally, act locally. For those of us watching this in the mainland of USA or North America, think in your towns and cities. For those of you watching this in Europe or elsewhere, in your towns and cities, a world where when people hear the words Hare Krishna, it's a familiar sound. And I'm not talking just about the people aged 40 and over. I'm talking about people my age. That when people hear the words Hare Krishna, it's a familiar sound. And they relate that Hare Krishna, those words, with a mantra, with a culture that is based off of chanting that mantra, and with a culture whose intrinsic values are expressed and practiced and promoted through the books of the person who brought that Hare Krishna movement and established that culture throughout the world. And I'm going to tell you this story. Growing up as a small Hare Krishna in a small town, my understanding of the Hare Krishna movement was when I would read and Prabhupada memories from watching the following, what was it back then? Abhay Charande life series videos, watching the Acharya videos. Now we have following Srila Prabhupada. I grew up watching these and thinking, oh wow, this is what the rest of the world is like. I'm going to leave my small little town and go to the rest of the world, and yeah, everyone's going to be wearing tilak, or, you know, all the doors will be wearing tilak, and we'll be using our Vedic cultural Vaishnav names, and everyone's know who the Hare Krishnas are. And I figured, yeah, no problem, wear my tilak and go out and about, and totally cool. Still remember being at a festival, small boy, thinking, yeah, everyone knows the Hare Krishnas are. I'm wearing my tilak. This elderly gentleman and hey son, got bird poop on your face. How much that bothered me. Going to karate as a little boy wearing tilak, and an instructor going, what's on your face? It's like a 7-year-old boy explaining, oh, this is a cultural paint. He goes, oh, are you gonna wear it every day? Or do you have to wear it every day? And in my mind, I was thinking, well, is there a problem with that? I became bothered. I became passionate that it was not normally acceptable for us as a generation of Hare Krishnas to go in society expressing our culture, because it has not yet been treated like that. We're still treating, as an overall society of Hare Krishnas, we're still treating this movement as a religious process. Okay, thing we can do at home. What's being forgotten is that for those of us who are later generations, this is actually a culture. As our values, our behaviors, our dress. When we give this up, it's not something small. When we're told to give this up, we're being told to shave our culture. I remember being 11 and 12 years old talking to my friends. They're going, yeah, I'm going to school now. I told my friends to call me this, like, you know, some anglicized version of their name. 11, 12 years old, we're having this conversation. I'm like, why are you doing that? Come on, it's not that much hard for them to say your name. They're like, yeah, but it's hard, so I just let them say it. I saw that our culture was generally losing it. So I made a determination that about the halfway time I was through college, about 17, 18 years old, I said, okay, I'm only always going to live one solid life. I'm not going to have a double life. Not going to wipe off my tilak in the outside world, or my tilak at home, go by Sri Arjuna at home, not in the outside world. No, I'm going to be solid one person. Because I don't want my kids to have a situation where they're walking down the street and they hear people going, ha 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 ha, that person got a haircut, but look, it's more like he took a weed whacker to the back of his head and he forgot there's a weed growing in the back of his head. Not gonna have my kids being told, oh, suddenly you got bird poop on your face. Might still happen. The world is, things are out of our control. But it's not gonna happen as a result of me deciding that I'm gonna be quiet about my culture. So if my kids want to be open about their culture, they have to fight a battle that Dad never threw himself in first to help him out with. So after that, when people started saying Sri Arjuna, it's funny, there's two ladies who can call me Sri, and they can call me whatever they want to call me. Two professors, very important persons in my university life. They just always call me Sri, and they can call me anything they want. They're very sweet to me. They're like mothers. But for everybody else, I stick with Sri Arjuna. Someone goes, man, Sri Arjuna is such a difficult name. I said, hang on, man, I've done this. I started saying, ever heard of Star Wars? They go, well, yeah. I said, remember that person Obi-Wan Kenobi? They go, well, yeah, of course I do. I go, okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's 6 syllables. You can remember Sri Arjuna. That's my name. And you can learn to say it. And I'll call you your name, because that's what you want me to call you. So, first starting out, writing till my name, it worked out. And mind you, I'm making this point now in a very passionate manner, because this has been on my mind for so long. And so I'm saying it in a very intense way, but when I express this, I never did it with a chip on my shoulder, even though I'm coming across right now. I said so with a smile on my face. I said so firmly, but I said so strongly and friendly. And people said my name. And when they asked for the tilak, they got it. And wearing tilak every day, they started to respect it. It was my culture. And they understood that. But then there came a point, as I neared the end of my final semesters of my college life, it started to get more heavy, because you're getting closer to being in the real world there, not anymore in that student-sheltered environment. I needed to get an internship. Because for my degree, for my education, for what I wanted to study, I needed an internship to get that. And without that internship, I wouldn't be able to get the certificate that I was going to school for. But there's an issue. This internship was in a very professional place. It was in a courthouse. And I would not take off my tilak. I had everyone telling me, Shir, my family, friends, close family at my home saying, Shir, just take off your tilak. I said, I am not going to take off my tilak because my kids are not going to go into a world where they have to be ashamed or embarrassed about their culture. Or if they do, they're not going to go into a world where they got to fight out on their own, knowing that dad didn't help them out with it beforehand. And if I'm going to take off my tilak, someone's have me take off my tilak, they can hand me a blunt butter knife or a piece of steel, and I will carve off my tilak. But this tilak is staying on like my skin. But mind you, I never expressed myself with this chip on my shoulder. Because our culture is not like that. We can be proud about our culture, but understand our culture is one of humility, of compassion, of humility. We have to be proud about it, but understand how to express it. So, I went to have the interview for the internship. Had my bead bag around my neck, thinking, my bead bag's my tie, my tilak is my skin. It was great. The person on the interview at the internship was very, very sweet person. We had a lot in common, very kind person. I thought it went great. I walked out of that building thinking that was an awesome interview. And then I noticed a while later that my professor in the area I was studying, that I was going to be using that internship, seemed kind of uncomfortable. And then later on, my professor called me aside and said, "Oh, okay, so I spoke to the person who's in charge of the internship." My professor told me this, and I just want to ask you, would you consider taking off your Krishna paint? And I just remember my first reaction. I smiled, and I said, I listened, and I said, I'm not upset, but nope, I'm not taking it off. That's my culture. This is my skin. And I said, okay, well, and I paused and I said, but tell that person who's in charge that I understand, that I'm not upset, and I want them to make the decision that'll make their situation, their work environment most pleasing for them, even if that means to not have me there. Because these are some of the values of our culture: to be humble, to be kind. See, it's a culture. That's what I'm trying to emphasize. And we have to be proud of our culture, open about our culture. So later on, I got an email from the head of the department, wanted to speak with me. And I'm thinking, oh boy, I know what this is about. And the head of the department, very nice gentleman. I had some really good conversation with this gentleman. And he called me in. I just went to his office and I was smiling. And the first thing I told him was, hey, my professor, so-and-so, they already told me what the person trying the internship said. So I want to let you know right now. Because I could tell he's a bit awkward. Maybe I'm going to, throw some fit. Oh, discrimination! I said, I'm not upset. It's okay. And his whole body relaxed. He said, okay, thank you very much. He started telling me, okay, they want you to take this off. And all glories to him. He knew how to use logic. He made his point, would you really think, how many more people you could reach if you just took this internship by taking off your tilak? And I listened to him. I said, you know what? If I was doing this so that one day I could be, just professional government person, because my goal at this point, I'd gone through my younger life thinking, how am I going to change society? I know I'm going to go into government, high government, wearing tilak so I can change society. I was passionate. That's how I'm going to do it. So I told him, if my goal was to go to college, get my degree, and just be a successful government, lawyer or whatever, I would take your advice and I would take off my tilak. So I told him, I'm going to share something with you. I am not doing this for me. I'm doing this because I remember growing up, and feeling out of place with my culture, and my kids are not going to go through that, or again, if they are, I am going to have to go on that battlefield first. So if they choose not to be part of their culture, okay, that's fine. But because I remember I want to be part of my culture, and I was able to be part of my culture because that was difficult, my duty to my kids, my future kids, I told them at that time, is to warm the waters now, to wear my tilak. And as a first rule of book distribution is, with the Rupanuga Vedic College team, as I teach on book distribution, the first rule of book distribution is not to distribute the book. The first rule of book distribution is to, it's a magic rule, not many of us know it. I didn't know it. It's to leave a positive impression. Oh, you don't want the books here today? Oh, you told me, get the F away from me? I'm sorry, sir. I hope you have a better day. Best of luck to you. I still remember people smiling in shock because I reacted that way on book distribution. So I told this head of department, I told him, my goal in doing this is people can see how I act, so that one day when my kids are growing, they decide to do that, to be proud of their culture, they can go into society and people go, oh, it's tilak, that's on their faces, it's tilak. I know they got Vedic cultural names. Okay, I've heard of Vedic cultural names before. I can pronounce this. And it's a positive thing. My future children will be proud of their culture. He said, okay. I told him again, but tell the person who's in charge of the internship that I'm not mad. I'm not going to create some stink about, oh, discrimination. No, because that would be gross, I told him, and he nodded. I said, that'd be gross. If I don't get this internship, I realize I won't get the certificate I'm here for. And I realize that'll mean I can go down 30 years and go, wow, I never got that certificate I went to college for. But hey, there's a deeper reason behind this. Please tell the person I've got no hard feelings towards her. He suggested I talk to her myself. I said, no, I don't want to. Because we live in a society with such passive aggressiveness. I think if I were to write her or anything like that, she would feel uncomfortable. I don't want to put her through that. I think she'll take it more seriously if you tell her genuinely that I want her to know that if she feels more comfortable, for whatever reason, with not having me in that office with my tilak, I want her to do that. And I fully understand. I encourage her to do it to make her environment more comfortable for her to work in. I said, okay, I'll do that. I told her for the same thing. Later on, the person in charge of the internship said, okay, I'll let you know we found someone else more qualified for the internship. And also they had to get out of college. They got to graduate and they had to get it sooner. But I'm keeping in mind for the next semester. And I got back and said, absolutely. I fully understand. Make sure that person gets part of their university soon. I try to do what I saw the influential men in my life teach me to do, which is be a gentleman. And most importantly, what Vedic culture teaches us to be a gentleman. And that person really appreciated it. They said, wow, that's really classy. I'm like, that's just my culture. When I started that internship, the vibes were so thick, I could have cut them out of the air and take those cutouts and eaten them like cookies. Oh boy. Walking in, my tilak on, I was the youngest person in the office. And I think I did have some ways to chip on my shoulder. I try to be humble, but there's always pride there, and I did learn quite significant humility. Vibes are still there, though. But I kept on going, and at the end of that semester, the person who was in charge of the semester told me something that brought tears to my eyes, and to this day, it's the most powerful thing that anyone ever told me. She called me inside at the end of that semester. And she said, Shri Arjuna, there's something I want to tell you. She said, when you first started this internship, I had people who were more established in this office, much older than you, come in and tell me they didn't want to work with you. Found it very unprofessional how you wore your tilak. They saw it as a chip on your shoulder, as it were. Paraphrasing, it's been several years. But at the end of this semester, they came back to me after the way you treated them, the way you interacted with them, the way you presented yourself, and they said, you know what? Shri Arjuna's cool. We like him. We take back what we said about him. Tears in my eyes. And I'm thinking, this is what I'm doing so that one day my kids won't have to go through this. So from there on, I'm thinking, awesome! One down, a few more to go. So I'm thinking, okay, so I'm going to go check out law enforcement, because I think law enforcement will help me get into politics, and maybe I could just shoot with law enforcement. Either way, I've got a really passionate nature. They're both very professional areas. Go into law enforcement with TLOC, go into politics with TLOC, either way. Has a great impact on society, so I'm going to go to law enforcement. So I started pursuing law enforcement. Got through all the exams just fine. When I went to those oral boards, I was wearing TLOC. Now again, there could have been multiple reasons why I didn't go through. But in the fine print, I'm talking to other people, it was, yeah, might be a good idea if you took that TLOC off. So one day, I went to the person who was in charge of that internship that I first got, and I talked to her. I said, I'm having this crisis. Past several years, I've denied anything, lost myself opportunities because I will not take my TLOC. This is my culture. I said, what do you think I should do? And they told me, maybe do the first, start out without TLOC and wear TLOC later on. I thought about that. It's a valid point. People have done that. Very responsible people have done that. People who are proud of our culture, who are more of a Vedic culture than I am, have done that. But I wouldn't do that. Because my focus is in every single moment I have, I want to be expressing my culture so that in the future, for our culture to survive, our future kids will be proud of it. So I thought, okay. Some time had passed, several years had passed. I was getting married now. And this was all happening at the same time. I thought, okay, what about book distribution? At first I'm thinking, no, that's crazy. Married people don't do book distribution. That's for unmarried young people. Spoke to my wife, said, hey, what would you say about this? Well, we're taking care of it, She supported me. And in book distribution, I found my niche. Because I can talk to several hundred people a day. Maybe only 30 of them will take books. But every such person I speak to, they're a positive impression. Even the ones I argue with or get arguing with me, I make a point to smile at them, genuinely. I'm wearing TLOC, and I say Hare Krishna. And if I speak to 130 people a day, guarantee you, I get 100 people at least to say Hare Krishna. Even if only 30 take books. And I realize this is a way I can make an impact, because someday these people are going to be in positions in society when they graduate from college later on in their life. And they will see future generations coming in with TLOC on their forehead. They're not going to go, oh, this is some weird thing. It's go, oh, yeah, I got that book. Or, oh, yeah, I met that person. I read about this. This is a culture. Just like some people have, European culture. Some people have Asian culture. Some people have African culture. This is a culture, and this TLOC, this is their culture. Yeah, come on in. It's book distribution, sincere book distribution, sincere chanting Hare Krishna. It is opening the pathway for my children, our children, to be open in their culture, for the whole world to know the words Hare Krishna. So this month of December, it's been coming up to this. December is a month since the 1970s. It's been a competition month, where friendly competition. Everyone distributes as many of Srila Prabhupada's books as we can. Prabhupada once said, I've written all these books just to convince people to chant Hare Krishna, and our culture is based off this Hare Krishna mantra. More deeper, these books, Sri Ishopanishad, Teachings of Queen Kunti, the Nectar of Instruction, Bhagavad Gita, of course. These books, these have our cultural values, our cultural principles. So every December we distribute these books. I've been thinking, now especially with the baby on the way, soon to be a dad, I've lived my whole life at this point thinking, how can I be proud about my culture? How can we encourage us to be proud of our culture? So that it's not a double life we have to lead, where everyone knows what the Hare Krishna is. And it's just another culture, and it's totally fine. So how do I inspire myself to keep on going? Part of the reason I do this vlogging here, as a married man book distributor, encouraging my wife, is I want to encourage other people that, hey, we can do this. We can be open about our culture. We can live full on, distributing books. And hey, we're not all book distributors. It's an international society. There's going to be, business people, teachers, law enforcement, politicians, everyone. We can all wear TLOC. It's to show how practical being proud about our culture is. Distributing books is such a key part of our culture. Reading these books. And so to inspire myself and encourage others, I've been thinking, okay, what have I got to do? What am I going to do this December that's going to make okay, now we're really going to do something to impact society? And I thought of Srila Prabhupada's words and how I read that planting the seed chapter when I was 8 years old for my reading homework all those years ago. Prabhupada said, shoot for the rhino. Because if you succeed, wow! Incredible! But even if you fail, even you yourself will be inspired just because you tried. So this December is either going to be awesome success in book distribution and getting people to say Hare Krishna and spreading Krishna conscious culture, or going to get pulverized. Because this December, we are going to do a 300-hour month. 10 hours a day, every day of book distribution. Taking off one day for birthday, as my wife has requested. By the time the bus travel has been, it's going to be 14 hours a day on book distribution. Now, the next thought is, okay, well, what happens if I've got my backpack full of books, and at the end of the day, before the end of the day, backpack's out? How do I keep on going? 10 hours aren't done yet. Well, that's where it gets the best part of it. If before those 10 hours are up, I've done all the books in my backpack, I'm taking a pair of cartals, going downtown Seattle, do one-man Harinam. Just a pair of cartals, chanting Hare Krishna. And to make sure that everyone can hear the words Hare Krishna, and it's easy to remember, I'm only going to chant one tune of Hare Krishna, a tune that everyone can hear over the hours and pick up on and remember. It's going to be the Prabhupada tune. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Boom. So that at the end of these 30 days, 10 hours a day, talking to all these people on book distribution, getting everyone who takes a book to say Hare Krishna. So they remember, okay, these aren't just yoga and meditation books on my shelf, these are Hare Krishna books I've got on my shelf. And after the hours of doing Harinam, people see one person, that positive interaction, that smile. Book distribution comes second, positive impression comes first. The tilak. People make that click. And we can get to this point by being open in our culture, going out to regular book distribution, doing Harinam. But being able to do these things on our own, being determined that even if we're on our own, we're going to go out and do Harinam. Even if we're out on our own, we're going to put on tilak. Make an impact in our society so that everyone can remember and hear those words Hare Krishna. When people see me, they go, one of two things. Oh, are you a Hare Krishna? So many times in the courthouse, you can go up the elevator with a lawyer. What's that stuff on your head? Oh, I'm a Hare Krishna. Oh, really? The Hare Rama people. Just this one thing of wearing tilak. People say Hare Krishna. People are proud about so many things. We can be proud about our culture. And now there's something I'm going to ask for you to help. It's going to be a bit unusual, especially since this month of December book marathon. Now, generally people distribute books in the month of December. We distribute this book. It's the Bhagavad Gita as it is. It's the all in all. Srila Prabhupada said if you've got one book, it should be the Bhagavad Gita as it is. Yeah, over the years I've done book distribution. I've discovered something by distributing books and talking to people who've gotten books before. People who've gotten the Bhagavad Gita, oftentimes that ends up on the bookshelf. They read a little few pages here and there, but they never really do the cover-to-cover page reading. It's a 1,000-page book. It's very intimidating. And so, I'm going to ask, either so that you yourself can understand what is this Hare Krishna, what is this Hare Krishna culture, or so that you yourself can help us spread the knowledge of this Hare Krishna culture, so people know about this Hare Krishna culture. What is it? Either buy it for yourself or distribute this book, Teachings of Kunti. Now there are two key reasons for this. One is the size. This is just under 300 pages, 297. Very readable. The next part is that within this one book, it's not the Bhagavad Gita, but within this one book, we have the depths of the whole Hare Krishna philosophy. There are all the morals of the Hare Krishna in here. And especially for book distributors. This book describes the mood of our culture. It describes the mood of how to be proud of our culture, but still be, when necessary, meek and mild, not have a chip on our shoulder. It describes why we would, with great bliss on our face and genuine bliss in our heart, go out for 10 hours a day dealing with Krishna knows how much negativity to find those few people far in between who take the books positively to distribute these books. So, to make it even more practical, every day when I get back from a 10-hour shift in the next 30 days, I make a short blog about experiences, reflections, doing this. And then I'm going to take this little container. Because you see, one case of 40 hardbound teachings of Queen Kunti, if you go to krishnastore.com, with shipping, is $111.61. Now divided by 30, that is $3.72 every day. So, every day when I get back, I'm going to put $3.72 in this jar. And at the end of 30 days, I'm going to get a full case of Queen Kunti's teachings, either to distribute or just to give away freely to people who are sincerely desired to read, because this one readable book will explain to them the whole Krishna conscious philosophy and the whole Krishna conscious culture. So that as people read these books, not just get them on their shelves, as they read them, go through them, understand these are Hare Krishna books, we are creating a culture where everyone knows about Hare Krishnas. We're creating a culture in which our future children and their children can go up going, yes, I'm a Hare Krishna, I'm a Vedic culture, and I can be proud of my culture. Because once again, this is an international society. A society means a culture. And so this December, it's not just about distributing books. It's about how do we go full on out there, distribute as many books as we can, get as many people to hear the Hare Krishna mantra as they can with a positive impression, so that we can impact society for the benefit of our children. Hare Krishna.